In this video series, I'm going to show how I use VS Code productively with the help of VS Code Neovim extension. But this is not going to be a series for people who have never used VS Code Neovim extension. If you would like to learn more about this extension and to see how I configure it from scratch, there is a separate playlist that I have created previously, link to which I'm going to leave in the video description. Alright, first of all we need to have this VS Code Neovim extension installed, as well as we have to install Neovim itself. And to check if Neovim is installed in your system, we can run the following command: nvim -- version. And if there will be a version displayed, that means that Neovim is installed. By default, the path to the Neovim configuration file on macOS operating system is the following: root folder of the current user, followed by .config folder, followed by nvim folder. And inside of this folder there should be init.lo configuration file, and if it does not exist in here, you can create it manually. I'm gonna open up this file in VS Code, and as I've already said before, I'm not going to go through each configuration that I have in this file, since there is already another playlist where I go through each of these configurations in detail. Now I will only mention a couple of settings that I have in here. The first one is where I define so-called leader key. This is kind of a special key in Vim, which is used in most of the custom mappings. And I have defined space key as my leader key. Another setting that I have in here is this mapping, which allows me to quickly open up init.lo configuration file by pressing space C-O sequentially. Alright, so now let's jump to the bottom of this file. And the first thing that I will do in here is to create an if statement where I will check if Neovim is currently running from within VS Code. In such case, this if statement will be executed. And now let's define our first example keyboard shortcut. And we're doing so by calling method set on the keymap object, which takes a couple of arguments. The first argument will be the mode where this keyboard shortcut has to be active. The second argument is the sequence of keys that should trigger this keyboard shortcut. And as a third argument, we're specifying the function that has to be executed once this sequence of keys is pressed. Right here I'm gonna reach out to VS Code command, which is called editor.action.rename, which basically allows us to rename any symbols by placing the cursor on top of the particular symbol, for example constant or method name. And finally, I'm also going to provide one more argument into this function called, and that will be object with some configurations. We don't have to fully understand what each of those configurations mean in this object, since the same configuration object is going to be used for most of the keyboard shortcuts. Alright, so we have defined our first keyboard shortcut. For the normal mode, this N means normal mode in Vim. And the keyboard shortcut is this sequence of keys, by triggering which we're going to call this function, which is going to call VS Code command rename to rename a symbol under the cursor. Each command in VS Code has its own identifier, and to get this identifier we can simply open up keyboard shortcuts panel in VS Code, and in here we can see identifiers of commands, and this identifier I have just used in this mapping. Please note, every time we make changes to this init.lo configuration file, in order for these changes to take effect, we have to reload VS Code. So I'm gonna run reload VS Code command from within the command palette. This command palette can be opened by pressing Command-Shift-P on macOS or Ctrl-Shift-P on Windows. Alright, now I'm going to open up a file with a couple of constants, and let's try to rename some of them. For example, I will put my cursor on top of this constant and press space RE. As you can see, we got this dialog where we can rename this constant. Let's try it out once again. I'm gonna put my cursor on top of this now item type and press space RE. Then we can assign different name to this type and press enter. Alright, cool, as you can see it worked. Now I'm gonna get back to init.lo configuration file, and actually all keyboards shortcuts that we are going to define will have pretty much the same syntax as the first shortcut. There will be a lot of repetition, and so to avoid this repetition, I'm going to extract this configuration object into local variable right here. And down here, I'm gonna create the table called mappings, where I will gather all of the keyboard shortcuts. Each shortcut is going to include 3 elements, first of which will be the mode that we are defining this shortcut for. The second element will be the sequence of keys that is going to trigger this shortcut. And finally, the third element will be the vscode command identifier. Neovim configuration file uses Lua programming language, so we can write basic script to go over each element in this table. On each loop iteration, we're going to extract individual element from the object that is contained within mappings table, and we're going to receive mode, key, and command as a separate variables. We are basically doing some kind of a destructuring in here. And now I'm gonna use the same syntax that we have used before to define keyboard shortcut by simply calling method set, but in this case, we're going to forward those variables into this method called mode, key, the function that has to be executed when this keyboard shortcut is triggered. And right here, we're gonna have to pass command identifier into this vscode notify method call. And finally, let's not forget and also pass force argument, which will be the options object that we have defined earlier. And so in order to add new keyboard shortcut, we just have to add another entry to this mappings table. And this loop at the bottom is going to take care about defining new keyboard shortcut. Alright, as you know, in order to go to the beginning of the next word in Vim, we have to press W, and in order to go backward to the beginning of the previous word, we have to press B. But when we are dealing with snake case or camel case words, when pressing W or B, we jump over the whole word instead of jumping through subwords of the whole word. So I prefer to change the behavior of these motions so that I will be able to jump through parts of words that use camel case or snake case notations. And to do so, let's define a couple of overrides. So I'm saying that when pressing W in normal mode, we're going to execute cursor word part right command, and when pressing B in the normal mode, we will execute cursor word part left command. And after we reload window and try again, we can see that when pressing W, we're not jumping over the whole local storage keyword, but we are moving to the beginning of the next part of this whole word. And the same goes if we'll jump to the beginning of the previous subword, so to say. So to jump to the beginning of the next part of the word that uses camel case or snake case notation, we press W, and to jump to the beginning of the previous subword, we press B. And I also prefer to have the same behavior in visual mode. When we activate visual mode by pressing V, and then to highlight subwords separately, I prefer to press W. So let's get back to init.lua configuration file and define a couple more mappings in here. In this case, we're gonna define these mappings in visual mode, so I'm gonna use letter V. Keys will be the same, but the commands will be slightly different. I'm gonna append suffix select to each of these commands. And this will basically expand selection to subwords instead of just jumping over those subwords. I'll remind one more time that when we make changes to this configuration file, we have to reload vscode in order for these changes to take effect. And now let's try it out. If I'm going to activate visual mode by pressing V and then press W, this time, as you can see, selection expands up to the next subword of this whole word instead of expanding to the end of this word. And the same will be the case if we will move in the opposite direction by pressing B, which in this case removes selection from each subword of the whole word that uses camel case or snake case notations. We're going to continue defining other keyboard shortcuts in the upcoming lessons. Link to the repository with this init.lua configuration file will be in the video description.